Okay, guys, so Halloween 20, H2O. How do you refer to it?
H2O.
H2O.
There you
that's what I
go.
always say too. I love H2O. I really do. I think for my timeline is, Halloween 1, 2, H2O.
I second that.
That's the correct time.
That's
Yes.
what it is, was intended as.
Yeah. So you got to play Michael?
I got to play Michael. I went in for an interview. I understood that they had like 100 actors they looked at and weren't happy and realized it was a physical role, which is my background. And Donna Keegan, who doubles Jamie, who's always my true line and all that kind of stuff, was running the show, and she said, I'll give you 5 guys, they're all qualified to pick someone. Went in for an interview. I didn't know I was her top choice, but we hit it off, the director and the first AD and myself. And I didn't know I was, like I said, that was her top recommendation. So when they called me and I got it, it was great. I kind of really didn't know what a big deal it was, which was in my opinion.
Absolutely. Thinking back on it, is there a certain scene that you think back on it? Like that's my favorite one.
Couple. One of them was flipping the tables. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lowering down from the ceiling was
That's awesome.
was a scene that we didn't plan. Steve Miner, who was director, was trying to figure out if I'd come from the side, rise up from behind. We had kind of tall ceilings at this school, and there was a pipe about a foot off the ceiling. He's like, "Could you fit up there?" Like, let's give it a try. Got a ladder, and half an hour later, it's on film. Ended up in one of those kind of scenes.
Yeah, very cool. Anybody got some questions?
What was your favorite kill scene to do in the movie?
I think one of my favorite kills was Adam in the hallway when I lifted him up. And it's because it wasn't about Adam at all. It was about messing with Jamie. So I stick him and I lift him up and I'm staring her down the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, look what I did with your toy. Right, now I'm coming through you. So it was a psychological kill. Yes, sir.
Was you a fan of the franchise before playing Michael?
I wasn't allowed to see it when I was a kid, so I didn't know anything about it. And then, so listen, if you go to an audition and they give you your sides, it's called, your lines, and usually there's scenes that are part of that are crossed out. Always read everything because it might give you a clue to help you in the audition. So if you hear something when you're sitting with everyone talking, it's the same thing. So Steve and the AD were saying, we're not going to reference what we did before. So when I got the show, I'm like, well, we're not going to do that, so why would I look at any of them? They meant 4, 5, and 6. So it was kind of a happy accident because I didn't get in my head about it. I never looked at any of them, and I didn't worry about it. It's like, we're just going to do what we're going to do. So.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Anybody else got a question?
Yes.
What was your favorite mask?
What we ended up with the Winston.
I agree.
Yeah, the K&B, when we did a mask test with about 8 masks, about 2 weeks before
I saw that photo,
principal filming, to decide what to do, they decided on the K&B mask. And every day, well, it's the next day after filming, they'll have what's called dailies, and they'll look at the footage from the previous day. So we've done that for 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden they decided they weren't happy with the mask. So it was a Friday. We were doing the interior of the scene in the kitchen where I pulled the knife and flip it and go around and kill the nurse.
Very, yeah.
Right, and that was a Friday. We shot it with the K&B and the 6 mask, and by Monday we had the Winston. And then we had to reshoot a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. Very frustrating, but in my background was stunts, and you want to do things once and do them well and be done. And a lot of the time you get what's called a happy accident, and something in the scene works really, really well. We had a whole bunch of those. We had to reshoot, and you're hoping you can reproduce it. But I'm also used to if something goes wrong with the camera and you sold out on a stunt, it's a big thumper, and you're hoping to do it once, and you got to do it again. You got to go even harder the second time. So for me, it was like, let's just go. The crew was a little deflated, but I think I helped them get over that part of it.
Well, I think you nailed it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't think there's anybody who's gotten closer to Nick Castle.
Thank you. And I had to figure in this whole character out on my own, because Steve was great. but he let me do my thing, and no news is good news. If you're not hearing complaints, it's working. If it's not working, you'll hear about it. So I just kind of had to figure Michael out, and what I landed on at the end of the day was he was like a tiger that locks on prey. And if you've ever seen that with a big cat, when they lock on, it's frightening and you can't break that news. So I did that. I'd lock on whoever I was doing, and I'd actually growl kind of lowly in the mask. The sound guy picked up on it. He kept it in there. It's in the soundtrack. It's just, it's a low level. But I would do that each time, and it really, really worked. Because the mask is scary, the lighting makes it worse. You know, the situation makes it worse. But unless you bring like real intent to it and that energy, it doesn't work. And so that was a huge lesson for me. I ended up realizing that that intent translates on film. Yes, sir.
I saw in your credits that you also worked on Scream 2.
Yeah?
Any memories from that, or?
Yeah, I killed Cece.
Oh,
Deserved But she got revenge on Angel. I was doing the first season, she crossed over, and I was playing the demon, Mora demon, big green, red gemstone in the head, and she takes me out, so we're 1-1. But funny story, when I throw her through the French doors, we had a camera inside, we had a camera on a crane outside where Wes was sitting, and he wanted me to throw her through and then back up so that they could follow her to the ground and then reset the camera to get me coming through clean. So he gave me what's called, a second feet, right? So I chuck her through and I back up, and it's all breakaway, and there's curtains and there's a balsa wood framing, and I'm thinking, I'm coming through hard, I'm gonna, boom, get some more splinters flying as I come through. So I back up, he calls me, I go, boom, straight back on my ass. I got up, just, almost moved myself out and ripped myself through, and he was just in hysterics. He thought it was great. Didn't make the movie.
That was a very intense kill scene. I compliment you.
Yeah. And I guess I've heard I'm the first one to wipe the knife with all of that. So, yeah. I've gotten lucky with a couple of really iconic shots that have lasted. So. I'll tell you, yes.
What kind of mindset do you have to get into, like, to pretend to kill someone? Do you think it's like someone you're mad at, or?
No, I just wanted to be intensely focused on him. It wasn't so much about I'm a killer. It's just, Michael is kind of the Energizer Bunny of serial killers. It's like he's not in a hurry, but he's not going to stop. So I just would walk in people and say, I'm coming for you. You can run. It doesn't matter. I'm coming to get you. So I played it kind of that way. It wasn't so much about being angry as being focused. Yeah. So we had, yes.
Given the opportunity, would you have any interest in playing Michael Myers again?
It would have to be a good script again. So what I was very lucky with is it was really the third in a trilogy. And I had the cast and I had a really good script. And kind of everything came together. So I wouldn't want to step back from that. I'd want it to be good. I think a few in the in-between weren't. I think they kind of lost the plot. So, yes, it would be fun, but if it was right.
I guess a follow-up, do you have any strong opinions on the following film's revival of?
I haven't seen a bunch of them, to be honest.
Okay.
It's what happens when you have kids.
Thank you.
So let me tell you a couple little secrets from this when you watch it. So, you've all seen it at the end when I get pinned by the van. We were trying to figure out how to do that. We've got a van on a crane, but it's really, really difficult to be precise when you lower something with the crane. And it's a big log, and it's me, and there's a little bit of space, and it's not. So they were trying to figure out an effect shot. And I go, I got you. Put the van there, let me climb up and in, and yank it out, and I'll act backwards. So we reversed the film. So all the getting pinned and arching and do that, so I got arching and rolled out and did it all backwards. Which I'd done before. It's an old school trick. And there's another spot when Jamie's looking in the window and sees me and she spins and it's Adam. So they were trying to figure out again what to do, and it's like I've been around long enough, I guess I'm old, that I did a cowboy switch. And the cowboy switch, what that was, is when you have somebody get tossed out of like a saloon second-story window and roll off and drop between the watering trough, and then the actor would pop up. So you got the stunt guy dropping and the actor popping up, that's your switch, it's a blind spot. So when they flipped the camera, I just ducked when they were trying to light it up. It's like, oh shit, it's stunt. See the reflection, they flip and Adam's there. And I just dropped right in the middle of it. So sometimes simple is best. So things like by the way, the van scene coming through the windshield, we came in, we built a platform even with the dashboard, and the windshields are very narrow. And of course, I'm in a mask and I can't see hardly anything, so if I'm craning my neck sideways, I can kind of see, but if I'm doing that, I'm gonna hit my head on the frame. So I had a platform and a cleat, and we dug up the ground a little bit, and we came in about 45 and hit the brakes, and I ducked and went out blind, recovered in the air. So that whole piece of me going through the windshield and then standing up before she comes at me again is all in one. Yeah. But I was used to doing stuff. In stunts, you want to do things once, right? You're done. Any other thoughts, guys? Yep.
Oh, you go ahead.
You raised that first.
My favorite scene is where Lori's under the tables and Michael's flipping them.
Yeah.
And to me, out of the entire franchise, I think that's one of the most intense scenes with Michael because he's just on a hunt.
Right.
Was you directed just to keep looking straight when you was flipping the tables, or was that all
so
you?
I liken that scene to, if you've seen 1,000 times when like a wave, like a tidal wave is coming after everyone and you're running just in front of it, or something's collapsing, you're running away just in front of it. It's kind of a reverse of that. It's a psychological thing again. The attitude was, where are you gonna hide now?
Right.
Rip the next one, how about now? So I was focused on her and just ripping tables.
Cool.
That was really fun. I'll tell you a funny story though, in that whole scene when she's crawling underneath and I'm on top. So in pre-production, there's a spot where Adam, I kill him and he drops the gun, and someone said, why doesn't Michael pick up the gun? And of course, you stop it, like, no gun, no gun, you know, he's flipped out on everyone, right? And everyone knew that, of course, Michael doesn't pick up the gun, right? He's there that day when we're filming crawling under the table. So guess who gets to play the jump when we stop? We shoot it, so somewhere this is on film, where she's crawling, we do the whole thing, and they pan up to me, and I'm standing there, and I chuck the knife aside, and I pull the gun out of my pocket, dead freaking silent for 2 seconds. Oh, you got me, okay. I fired, right?
That's cool.
We had fun with that stuff.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What were some of your favorite scary movies growing up?
Wow, I think the one that scared me the most, in all honesty, was when I was 5, and it was The Blob. We were at a pizza parlor, and they do movie night, and I jumped in my bed for a week and a half.
What made you want to get into this line of work?
I had a friend whose mom was an actress, and she was a very, very talented martial artist. And some of the stunt people she had worked with were like, he's really good, you should get into this. So she kind of hooked him up, and I'm like, this is what we do all the time anyway. There's a job where we can do this. And I was an avid reader, so I always loved stories, so it was kind of, between the physicality and the storytelling, it was always right on my alley. Yeah. But by the time you succeed in stunts, you can do brain surgery, so you really have to mean it.
We're telling us we need to wrap this up, guys.
So we have one
take
more in the back? Yes, sir.
So there's one scene towards the end when Lori is fighting you, where she kicks you in the nards, and your eyes
In the
go very,
kitchen.
very wide.
Yeah.
Every single time I show it to friends, they're like, why is Michael going wide-eyed like that? Was that something that you thought of, or was
No,
that something
Steve wanted it.
Steve wanted it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you wanted a little funny bit in the middle of everything. We good?
We're good.
All right, guys.
All right.
Enjoy the movie. Enjoy it, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.